But let's switch gears to the association. A lot to get into with the Lake Show. So the Lakers, they go to Minnesota. You're down in the series. It's 1-1, and now you're down 3-1. You lose both those games to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this Lakers team, their backs are against the wall. They're on the brink of elimination now. They lose 116-113. And the first thing I want to talk about in regards to the series, and we'll talk about how great Anthony Edwards has been. He deserves those flowers. But JJ Redick may have cost this team a playoff series win. And before I talk about him playing his starters the entire second half, first time that's ever happened in the play-by-play playoff era where you're charting that, he realized going into game one that he had made a mistake by not having those scrimmages leading up to that. And the Lakers came out flat in game one. They got beat pretty significantly, pretty soundly. And then you're having to play catch up the entire series. And then you go to game three where you waste a 38-point performance by LeBron James. LeBron had 11 in the fourth quarter in this one. He had 46 minutes on the playing time, and you waste that, and then you're playing Luka Doncic all throughout the third quarter, and he's sick. So you got to trust your guys. But the big one, the one that could be the nail in the coffin for the Lakers 2024-2025 season was JJ's decision to make no subs in the second half, and he said it wasn't planned. So game four, you've got a Lakers team that is essentially playing for their playoff lives. Only 5% of the time has the team come back down 3-1 and gone on to win that series. Well, after you subbed out Dorian Finney-Smith for Jackson Hayes, you had a lineup of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Dorian Finney-Smith. They played the rest of the game. They played all 24 minutes in the second half. All 24 minutes in the second half. And in that second half, the Lakers, they were starting to cook. They took a big lead. You were up 11 at one point in the third quarter. You were up 7 points in the final 5 minutes, but then they absolutely ran out of gas. Absolutely ran out of gas. 24 consecutive minutes for a 40-year-old LeBron, a Luka Doncic that had been dealing with an illness, the Austin Reeves who had been struggling, and then you play them all 24 minutes. LeBron and Luka combined for 1 for 7 down the stretch. They did not have it. Austin Reeves, he missed a couple key shots. He missed the potential game tire at the end of the corner. LeBron James, under a minute to play, he hoists the big three. It bricks. And of course, after the game, what are they going to say? You really think that NBA players are going to go to the podium and say, oh yeah, we were gassed, man. We were cooked. We were so tired. Of course not. They have too much pride. JJ Redick said once you kind of make a move like that and you make that decision, they're all in. You just have to trust them. Luka Doncic said it's the playoffs. Fatigue shouldn't play any role in this. Played a lot of minutes, but that shouldn't play a role. I think we just executed bad on the offensive end during the last minutes. And LeBron James, he said the right thing as well, talking about missed shots and saying that they were fine. Here was LeBron James after the game talking about the Lakers playing all 24 minutes with that lineup to end the game.
We had some really good looks. Luka missed a point-blank layup, to put us up 7. I missed a point-blank layup to put us up 4. We had a couple opportunities. I don't think fatigue had anything to do with that. We just missed some point-blank shots. We were getting to what we wanted to get into, and we just weren't able to convert.
Yeah, you ever think you miss point-blank shots because you don't have your legs? You ever think you're missing point-blank shots because you are gassed? Luka Doncic in the fourth quarter goes 1 for 6. Austin Reeves, 2 for 7. LeBron, 0 points in the fourth quarter after scoring 27 in the first 3. That's not going to get it done. And then you look at games 3 and 4, Lakers were absolutely a disaster in crunch time. They were outscored by 14 points in the 2 crunch time games, and they were 4 for 12 from the field in crunch times of games 3 and 4. I think that JJ Redick, a rookie coach, made a major rookie mistake. It looked like a guy that went out there at the card table and decided to go against the odds. It was a rookie at the card table in Vegas, man. You go against the odds, you get burned. There is a reason why every single coach before you elected to not do something this stupid. Something that clearly cost you down in a game where you had to have it. So, I mean, the Lakers, you got a 5% chance. I don't think they're completely out of this. I think that you win one at home. You got to try to win one on the road, and you can have game 7 at home. But hey, as great as JJ Redick has been, you don't win a championship with the Lakers, you're not a success. And this year, I think this coaching decision ultimately is going to cost them the series potentially. If that's the case, well, hey, we'll see what they do next year. Because Luka Doncic is great, but this is not something that you do when you're struggling to score in the fourth quarter. And that's what really makes me scratch my head when it comes to JJ Redick. Game 1, they scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. Game 2, 13. Game 3, 20. You've had issues scoring in the fourth quarter. So what do? You make it where your best players don't have enough gas in the tank to finish the game in the fourth quarter. That's just not a good double down by JJ Redick. Now, you want to give credit, though. You definitely want to give credit to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, because Anthony Edwards has been the best player in the series. Anthony Edwards outplayed Luka Doncic yesterday, 16 points in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back threes to start the fourth quarter. Getting physical, not backing down from LeBron James. Anthony Edwards is 23 years old. He is an emerging superstar in this league that is getting the best of the Lakers when he is the lower seed. So big takeaway from this one, Anthony Edwards has been too much for this team. They have no answer for Anthony Edwards. Yesterday, he finished with a game-high 43 points, 9 rebounds, had 6 assists, and everything the Lakers do to try to stop him, there's just no answers. And he's getting anything he wants. He's just slicing through their defense, getting those switches, driving to the rim. He's forcing the Lakers into just rotations where he can get easy step-back threes. And when they blitz him, he's getting into that trap and he's kicking out to get 4-on-3 situations for his teammates. So the assist numbers is what's really concerning. And in this series, averaging 29.8 points per game, 5.8 assists, 7.8 rebounds, shooting 43.2% from beyond the arc. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, they're not playing as good as Anthony Edwards. Is the younger dude taking over? Is he taking a leap in his career? We all know he looks like Jordan. This series, he's playing like Jordan. As great as Luka has been from a scoring output standpoint, I think LeBron James, no one's going to talk about this. If the Lakers win yesterday, the way I would start this would be by talking about LeBron James' defensive plays he was making in that game and how good he was down the stretch, hitting balls away, blocks, getting elbowed in the dome by Rudy Gobert and not punch him in the face like the whole world wanted him to. Rudy Gobert is like the most hated and detestable athlete in any professional sport. Honestly, he's terrible. And then you look at Anthony Edwards. So it was this was Kendrick Perkins was talking about, he thinks that Anthony Edwards is going to win a championship before Luka Doncic. That's a fun ESPN take. That's what they want to do. I mean, is that true? Sure, it's true. If Anthony Edwards gets some more pieces around him in Minnesota, I wouldn't be, he's that good of a player where you could build around him to win a championship. I think it starts with, can you win a championship with Anthony Edwards as your best player? I think the answer is yes, right? But Luka Doncic is the better player. Luka Doncic, if you asked every GM around the league, I think that at least 90%, maybe more, would take Luka Doncic at 25 than Anthony Edwards at 23. And Luka Doncic plays with a franchise now that wins championships, that has 17 championships. Anthony Edwards doesn't. But what if Anthony Edwards doesn't have success there, goes to another franchise? Sure, you can see it. But what's your thoughts on that one, J-Rob? Just the whole Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic thing. I think two great players to the face of the league, really.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, they're two great offensive players, but I mean, the difference is defensively. Like, I don't think Anthony Edwards is an all-world defender, but he's a much more consistent, a much more willing, a much more competitive defender than Luka Doncic. I mean, they put Luka on an island and go at him. Austin Reeves needs to step up in this series, but I will say this. Listen, Kendrick Perkins went out there and put on national TV that Anthony Edwards is a better all-around basketball player, and that's due to the fact that his ability to play defense along with being able to play offense. Look, JJ Redick definitely messed up making them play for 2 whole quarters. I thought that was definitely not a great move. That is a rookie coach mistake. That is JJ Redick being a first-year coach. But the other issue with this whole thing for me is, Luka got to come to the party. And I know he's played well, but he's not giving you anything defensively, which is, that's going to be your Achilles heel. This is the playoffs. Like, you're just not going to beat a team being able to outscore them. And so for Luka Doncic, I mean, asking him to be a better defender or a more willing defender, especially when he's played 25 minutes and a half, it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? He's playing full quarters. And so I think right now, I mean, it will be a conversation, especially if the Wolves win this series. D-Mac, there will be a conversation about essentially who is the better player at this point in their career. You know what I'm saying? There will become a conversation for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think like if you are trying to make that argument, you've gotten the ammo that you looked for this series. And that's credit to Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's a great player. He's athletic, man. I love athletic dudes because athletic guys can grow. Athletic guys can get better, right? I mean, this version, for me to say Luka Doncic is a better player than Anthony Edwards based on his regular season stats, I don't think carries as much weight when players break through in the playoffs. The 4 games you played this month are much more important than the 82 that you played.
Facts.
Right. And that's the reason why I think you can make that case, or at least have that argument. That's all you want to do. When the argument becomes something where you can debate, that's when you know you've won.
Right.
And Anthony Edwards, I think, is a game or maybe a couple of games away from at least saying, hey, I'm leveling up. Right. Am I better than Luka now? Would most GMs take Luka over him? I think they would.
Yeah.
But he is leveling up. So that's to his credit.
Can I throw something out there for you? I'll say this, D-Mac. If he wins this series and they go on to play the Warriors in the next one and they win that, he plays, I'm assuming, Oklahoma City in the finals. In 2 years, he's knocked off Jokic, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry in the postseason. I mean, that'll be pretty good for your case. It looks really good for your case if you're saying who's the face of the league, who's the top 5 player, who's the top 3 player. I mean, Anthony Edwards will have a really good case. He pulls this thing off.
Absolutely. He has a massive opportunity. And the way you make it's funny because like they're the 6th seed, the Lakers are the 3rd seed. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it almost feels like they're the higher seed in this series just because the Lakers don't have a playable big, right? And the Lakers are a flawed roster. But yeah, I mean, I think Luka definitely needs to step up a little bit defensively, needs to be a little more willing. And look, it's the 4th quarter scoring that you want to see more from him. But yeah, look, I'm not mad at this. I'd still take Luka over Anthony Edwards. But yeah, man, I definitely just changed my whole point of view on Anthony Edwards because I think he earned it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you can change your opinion when guys start doing things differently. And that brings me to Austin Reeves. I want to talk about Austin Reeves. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to play my flag. If the Lakers don't come back and win this series, and Austin Reeves continues to play at the level he's playing at, which is below average to his standards, the Lakers need to trade Austin Reeves this offseason and get more help for Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And here's my reasoning behind that, is the Lakers don't play for the regular season. They play for the playoffs.
Agree.
Even if the Lakers won this series, the series after that, in the Western Conference Finals and lost in the finals, by the Lakers standards, that is a unsuccessful, disappointing season. And the truth of the matter is, Austin Reeves has been awful this series. He came alive, made some threes in the 3rd quarter, made some buckets, but down the stretch, the decision-making was bad, missing more threes, not committing to defense. He's a one-way player. and you talk about Anthony Edwards. Is Anthony Edwards going to be an all NBA level defender? Probably not, because what he has to do for his team.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just too much responsibility. But the fact that he's so athletic,
right?
If he wanted to turn it on for possession or two, he can.
Right.
Austin Reeves doesn't have that, right? And I truly believe that if you are going to try to maximize your window with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, LeBron, he still has it. He just can't do it every night for fourth quarters.
And he's 40.
He's 40. Like, the truth of the matter is, has LeBron been great this series? No. Has LeBron been great through the prism of he's 40 and has played 70,000 minutes?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, there's not a close second, right? So that's kind of how I view this, is if you want to maximize Luka and LeBron, they need a better third star that can play in the postseason alongside them. Austin Reeves, I think, in a different situation, as more of a primary ball handler, I think he can get more volume stats. I'm not impressed with Austin Reeves. I'm not I'm him. He's the best third option in the league type guy. I've never been.
Yeah, it's time for him to wake up in the series.
I'd trade him. I really would. He's got a high value contract.
Well, you need a big too. So
you need a big. You need more athletic wings. You need someone to say, hey. So if the viewpoint is like, we're just going to wait till LeBron retires.
Right.
And then we're going to put a piece around Luka and try to make a run when he's like 28, 29, 30. Then fine. Keep Austin Reeves.
Right.
But to me, if the goal is I want to win a ring with LeBron and Luka, I got to use that asset, because he's
the best asset you have for sure. Maybe Rui Hachimura. I would say this though. Can I ask you this question real quick before we move on? I know we got to get going, but with Luka Doncic, if they lose this series, let's say they lose 4-1, is Nico Harrison pointing at the TV like I told you?
I don't think so. It's a good question. I mean, I don't have the right answer, right? But just my opinion on that is that both rosters had their issues that came down to things that they couldn't control, right? I think if Nico had a healthy roster, I think the Mavs win a playoff series, and I think that then they definitely get the last laugh, right? But unfortunately for him, Kyrie goes down. A lot of their guys were unavailable. AD misses significant time, and they're not even in the first round. And then from the Lakers standpoint, it's, hey, like, we don't care what happens this year because we got Luka, and any team's going to do that, but we don't have a big. Like, we do. I've been watching, like, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I don't watch any hockey ever unless it's the playoffs. Right. And then I become this expert. Like, I learn the names. Like, it feels like teams are on a power play when they're going up against this Lakers defense.
Yeah, I agree. That's
and
a good way
you
to put it.
can't go 5-on-4.
Yeah,
so I think, but I do think from a perception standpoint, it does kind of make you feel like, you know, I would say no. I can't. Nico just can't. They do witness protection program too. Like, Luka's too good. No, I think that like it starts. I think it starts. I think only the way Nico can win is if they get to the finals or win a championship with the guys that he traded for. And Luka turns out to be like Luka shows up to Lakers training camp looking like 400 pounds, right? Like he was Luka Doncic. They didn't win a championship and that kind of stuff. But
it had to be a disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. But they need more from Austin Reeves, man. He bounced back in the third, hit a couple threes, but also missed big 3-pointers down the stretch that I think would have honestly won the game. So, I mean, Austin Reeves a couple years ago, this would be different because you'd be like, oh, this is found money. We found this $20 bill in the couch cushion.
Right.
This is new contract Austin Reeves, guy that is supposed to be that third star. So need to see more from him. But all right, guys, let's switch gears. Talk about Dame. And we'll talk more Lakers all week, obviously. But disappointing, man. The Lakers should have taken one of them. Actually, before we get that, I'd say Julius Randle talking about FUs to the other team. Yeah. I mean, for the Lakers to win this series, they needed their big three to be special.
Yeah.
Luka hasn't been special every game. He's been special like 2.5 out of the 4 games. Yeah. LeBron was special for 1 game, really. Yeah. And then for 3/4 of game 4, Austin Reeves hasn't been special in any of the 4 games. Yeah. Naz Reid has been better. Julius Randle has been better.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards has been the best player on the court. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it's, Jaden McDaniels has been better.
I mean, Jaden McDaniels looking like an all-star.
It's crazy.
He's playing like an all-star right now.
It's crazy, insane, man. But Lakers still have a shot, 5% shot, basically.
5%.
And let's see if they can get it done.